Yo, welcome to LFG 1904 show. It's a bit of a different episode today because the boys are at work. But today, I am joined by Nino. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my man.
What's up, man? My name's Nino, owner of the Firm Productions. Stoked to be here. Stoked to be doing this thing. You got an awesome thing here, man.
I really appreciate that. And this is really exciting what you're doing. Like, I've been seeing SummerSlam getting promoted all over my Instagram, and growing up a hardcore kid, like, this is what exactly San Diego needs. And I'm really, really stoked to have you on the show today.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it is what San Diego needs, and it's the start to a lot of stuff. You know, this is going to be an annual event, but it's kind of like the grand opening of the firm, because the firm was kind of a bunch of different things. Initially, it was a clothing company that was supposed to be a tattoo shop. That was the actual origins of it. Mm-hmm. But I started it right before 2 months before COVID.
Oh,
yeah. So that wasn't. It was a music tattoo influence line, and then that was hard. So then I had to do that. And
grab that mic, get close up on it.
Yeah, sorry.
There you go. You're good.
But yeah, so then once I started doing this thing, I had a really big company that I was partnered with. They were an apparel manufacturer, and it just didn't feel. It didn't feel right. Like, everything I did was like, we have to have photo shoots just to talk, like have a meeting. Like, we have to have videos on everything. We have to do YouTube. It just wasn't DIY hardcore OG punk rock, which is my route. So I decided to make the move of doing it on my own and turn down the money, which is probably not the best idea.
Yeah, no, never.
Yeah, and having like no idea of the amount it takes to run a clothing line. It's a lot of time. Yeah,
dude, we started this 2 months into COVID, and there's been a lot of growing pains. Yeah. So at one point, you were involved in screen printing?
Well, so the partner, that was what they did. They produced everything, and then I did everything else, but it just didn't work out. And I just said, I'll just do this on my own. I'll figure it out. And then once you figure out clothes, like, you got to have a lot of time. Like, if you're not going out doing it the right way, like, don't do it if you're not going to do it the right way. Like, I'm an entrepreneur. I own 2 businesses, and they act as several. But once I saw the right way to do clothes, like, I got 2 kids. I'm married. I can't be at, like, some music festival across the country in hopes of making, some type of
the money to get back home.
Yeah, pretty much. You're just hoping to break even. And then on top of that, you got to go to, like, all the tattoo expos. And I'm, like, in 2 different things. And it was just something where I'm like, I can't do this the right way. Like, what am I going to do? And I started, when we could do shows again, I started coming up with the idea of, like, I'll do, like, the second show is a Lower Class Brats collaboration show, instead of it being like a record release, like you'd get, like bands put out a split LP, they're going to do a record release show. I'm like, same exact concept, except it's a t-shirt release show. And then I started booking shows. I mean, it's a lot, but I started doing shows like when I was 12, 13 as a little kid in the East Coast. And so it was just totally different, but I knew it's something, it's part of my, like, my DNA is music. It's always been like that. So once I was able to start doing the shows, I wasn't at all focused on anything besides just putting together a cool show. And then over time, I was still, like, dealing with this thing where the clothes are there and I'm not doing that proper, and which way is the direction of the firm? And I decided to the last show, like, bombed, like, it rained, the winter sucked. We all know it sucked, and then when there's, like, 2 or 3 other shows going on in San Diego, you're competing. It's too, it was like I failed. Like, I did a business move and failed. So I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? Am I going to take this failure, or am I going to learn from it? And I've always said, like, learning from mistakes is the best way. Sometimes, like, I'm lucky I have some people that I can rely on that influence me and I can answer my questions. But yeah, I kind of just took the firm and I just put it on hold and decided what I wanted to do with it was take San Diego music to the next level in the music scene. I'm obsessed with hardcore punk rock. I love everything, but, like, that's still in my DNA. And I'm like, I'm going to do the shows that I always see in LA. Like, why do concerts start in Orange County and they don't start in San Diego?
1000%. I've always wondered that. Like, so I'm not from here, right? So I'm from Virginia Beach, and, like, we have a hardcore scene that's from VB to Richmond, DC, into Baltimore. And from there, you can also go to Philly, or you can go down south. Carolina sometimes has shows. They have a pretty good scene down there too. But I was wondering, I'm like, I got here 12 years ago, and I'm like, why am I having to drive everywhere to go see the bands that I want to see? Why doesn't San Diego have, like, it's like bands don't want to tour this south?
That's what it feels like. I feel like this is one of the greatest cities in the country. San Diego's an amazing place. Southern California for for the scene is the top of the top. I mean, for punk rock and hardcore and even metal, you really can't. Can we cuss on this thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck yeah, dude.
I cuss a lot. I mean,
Yeah, no, dude. It's let's fucking go 1904. Come on.
I feel like we should be able to cuss.
Dude, we could talk about slamming heroin. We could talk about it all, okay?
All right, perfect. I'm not doing that, but either way. No, yeah, it was. I was like, fuck this. After a while, I'm like, no one's fucking doing it. Like, I got homies that are promoters in LA. LA is LA. Like, they're the fucking giants. But they have fucking dope shows. They have multiple independent promoters that go out of the way. They don't work for just the music venue. They work really for the scene and to create awesome shows. I'm like, fuck, why am I sitting here watching these shows happen and not doing it? I'm going to fucking just go out and do it. And I'm going to go big. And I'm going to get as much shit down as I can before. And that's it. Like, I'm not taking L's. I'm not going to lose because there's 3 or 4 other shows in some rain. I've been working in restaurants and bars and working with music for 20 years now. So I know if you build it, they will come. You just got to do it the right way. You got to, like you said, the marketing, you got to market the right way. You got to understand all the components of doing things proper, and then also times have changed a lot, money, inflation, what bands expect, just making sure you're meeting those expectations. So when they come back, they know they're coming back proper. They know it's going to be sick.
That's a huge thing, too, for bands, is like knowing that the promoter's not going to fucking rip them off. Yeah. Like, not having to chase a dude down for your money. Like, that was always a thing growing up. Because back in, like, the early 2000s, from 08 to 16, like, the tour lines on the East Coast, like, you were playing church basements and shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And there was bands that were getting fucking ripped off. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we were paying $20 to get in, and this dude fucking crushing. The promoter is crushing, and then paying. Like, we hear that the dudes are making $500 to play the show, but the dude made fucking $8,000.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on? So I think a big things, and I don't know jack shit about booking, but making the show itself authentic and it feel genuine, like it is a genuine hardcore show and these people are in it for the right reasons, is a big part. And then doing right by the band side of things. Mm-hmm. And I think with the attitude that you have going about this, you're fucking doing it all right. You're checking all the boxes.
Yeah, that's the idea, is to check all the boxes and go beyond what they expect. Like, I pay the bands before they even play.
Oh, dude.
If you're going to play a show for the firm and they're going to be like, yeah, Nino's going to set you up, you're going to be paid, you're going to have like a merch booth, you're going to have your own private area, you're going to have catering. Like, I want you to come down here and be stoked. Not just because you're going to be like, oh, well, it's San Diego. Everyone wants to go to San Diego, have a good time. Come there, have a good time, and have the best show you probably had on your whole tour.
Yeah.
If you're going to go LA, you're going to have the LA experience. You're going to go up and down the coast and do that. But I want you to remember San Diego. I want you to be like, when you talk to other bands, because that's kind of how it is. They'll be like, hey, what's up with this dude, this new guy? He takes care of us. He makes sure you're paid, and he'll go beyond. And that's, what I'm trying to do, so these bands know that, we're on the map now. This isn't a one-time thing. And
people are going to commute down to us. And let me tell you, folks, the driving's going to be a lot better than LA traffic. For everything LA is, it's got the worst traffic in the fucking world. But you could take the 5 or the 15, baby. We can have the IE coming down, Orange County and LA, cruising the 5 all the way south. We have the venues.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, San Diego's weird because we're in a sense, like, we're the only county in Southern California that's not physically connected to other ones. Like, we kind of are to Riverside, like we are technically, but it's Temecula. And then from Temecula, you got like another 20, 30 minutes to get there. But we're not connected to Orange County because Camp Pendleton's there. So yep. Obviously not connected to LA. We're kind of like our own little island down here.
Yeah, so I always say that. Like, once you get to Camp Pendleton or the border station, like, that's where the rest of SoCal, mm-hmm. we're in our own bubble. Like, I don't see the reason to leave.
Yeah,
unless I'm going to a fucking show, you know.
But now the idea is we'll have those shows, and Corazon del Barrio is a new venue. That's a big part of this thing. Like, without basically they had Matt from Till 2, and I think he's who I work with in terms of booking the shows there. But Till 2 Club took over the I think booking the bands and just running a lot of
good venue. I just saw Hoods there.
Oh yeah, that's cool. I mean, those guys are rad.
Yeah.
They played my first show ever actually for the firm.
Really?
Yeah.
They're coming back. Did you book them to come back?
No. I got SummerSlam the next week, but yeah, they're doing. Okay. They're going to be in National City. I believe it's the 13th of August. Playing.
Is Corazon in National City?
It's in Barrio Logan.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. Near Salud.
It is connected to Salud.
Nice. Yeah, so dude.
It used to be the art studio.
Okay.
So now they transformed it into like a perfect venue. So I'm like Salud does when you go to the shows at Corazon del Barrio, you can buy which they have just amazing Mexican food. It's so good.
It's fucking authentic TJ tacos.
Yes, it is as good as it gets. And I love it when you go in there. It's got like a lowrider theme to it. And I love lowrider. I'm like, dude, this place is fucking sick. And if you go to a show at Corazon, you can order food from the bar, from Salud, and they bring it to you in the freaking pit, basically.
Damn, dude.
I'm like, dude, this is awesome. Like, what else you guys? It's 2 floors. We have a green room, and the green room set up amazing for the artists.
Nice.
And it can be all ages. They have a designated merch area. They have an outside area. They're really cool and easy to work with. And yeah, it's like I get to work with Matt from Till 2 Club, he's really easy to work with and really helpful. I have a lot of individuals that have been really nice and reached out and make sure I'm doing things the right way. And we haven't had that venue. San Diego hasn't had a venue like that for a long time. So now this place kind of checks off all the boxes because it's like, it's also got a full bar, you know? So if you want to go to a show, everyone wins. You know, you got all ages, you got a full bar, you got food, you got an outdoor area. There's actually, you know, there's 2 layers to the place. So the sound's really good too. You really can't beat it, you know? It's a really cool thing. It's not something like I love Soma, but that's the big place. You know,
2,200 cap.
Yeah, you know, 2,200 rad, but in LA that works a lot more than here. Like we needed a 300 to 400, like around there, depending on how it's set up, but like cap spot that can give everyone what they want
and doesn't feel empty when you pack it in. Like Brick by Brick, I think is like 1,100 cap, but it takes a lot to fill that up.
Oh, that's like I believe it's like closer to 4.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, I love it.
That would be like, I don't know, maybe like the downstairs of House of Blues or something like
Voodoo Room is 3. So I travel around doing DJ shows every weekend. Voodoo Room is 300 cap, 1,100 on the big room. I thought that Brick by Brick was bigger, but 500 definitely seems a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah, I just went and saw End It there too.
Nice.
Sick. Fucking Baltimore hardcore. What up? Fucking Music Box is a big venue. Casbah can't be that big.
It's like a 350.
Yeah, dude, and I've been to some shows there where it was maxed out, and that motherfucking roof sweats.
Yeah, it's hot in there, and the floor is so slippery. I love
Can't
Casbah.
dance.
It's a classic. I mean, I see some of my favorite bands there.
Yeah,
but yeah, you ain't dancing.
No,
like, and I'm 6'4", 235. I fall hard. You know.
I throw a spin kick. It might be my fucking last one.
Well, dude, if I go to punk shows, like I'm the target. They're like, look at this big asshole. They don't know I've been punk rock since I was fucking 10. I just don't believe in doing the whole thing. Like, yeah, I got a shirt on, I'm tatted, whatever. But I'm that guy, that the hipster punk rock guy that he's gonna get his moment. He's like, I'm gonna take down the big guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, please don't do
it's like a prison yard.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, come on. You know, and they got the dude in the pit, the security guard's usually in the pit.
Yeah,
I've always had a thing kind of
against that. Yeah,
you know, it's not like I don't want to say anything negative about them, but like, yeah, that's not really like what I want to see in there.
No.
But either way, it's classic,
I think Brick by Brick did it cool, and they were on the sides, but they were like flashing people. Like I would be facing him, and he would flash me with his flashlight when somebody was getting a little rowdy, and it's like, bro, I can't see shit. So if this guy comes at me, I'm fucked.
Oh,
so I'm just like hands up. Yeah, I'm just like hands up, trying not to get smoked.
Dude, this weekend I actually went out to 2 totally different hardcore shows. Went out to Pomona on Friday for Mosh for Youth to see Scalp and Valencia, 97 minutes, and those kids out there got down, man.
Dude,
no security, nothing, you know. But
the IE is getting fucking rowdy. They have been though. So when I first moved here, I went to a backyard show in Cathedral City, which is out in the fucking desert. They're rowdy, dude. The IE, they're
not fucking around.
They are not fucking around. I love it. I want to. You know who's from there that I really want to see that I'm excited about? Fucking where is it? Barrio Slam.
Oh fuck yeah, right here.
Right there,
show.
Dude.
Yeah.
Those kids are fucking killing it.
They are
not to call y'all kids, you're grown ass men, but y'all are fucking. I cannot wait to see you guys.
I was trying to get them on the next day. Like the dude, the lead singer of Barrio Slam runs this Mosh for Youth charity that does these shows, and I'm like, dude, your band is so fucking good. Like this is kind of like how I'm looking at it. Like there's so much good music. Why is it not more well known? I'm like, you guys should be like doing crazy shit. This isn't like a amazing hardcore band. I'm like, whatever I can do. So we work together. I'm like, I'll bring my San Diego shows out here. You know, come bring your IE shows to San Diego. Let's all work together. Same thing with LA. But that particular band, I mean, so many of these bands on here. But the idea is getting on the proper exposure.
I want to. One thing I would love to see in this SoCal scene is it not be so divisive based on where you're from. Like we can leave the politics out of it because I think that's not what represents hardcore well.
Yeah.
Like we all got to come together on this, because the hardcore scene within itself is not that big, right? So now if we start getting divisive within it, now we're excluding fucking people, and it's subverting the whole fucking reason we're into this music in the first place.
Yeah, totally. It doesn't. It's very united right now. It's a different thing. There's a lot of new stuff going on, but particularly just hardcore. You know, you got new styles of hardcore coming out.
Very much so.
It trips me out hearing these bands that are like half alternative rock, like in 90s, like Scowl. You know, they have that one song. I'm like, this is a Sonic Youth song,
right?
And then there's another song where she's screaming. It sounds more like an old school like hardcore. I'm like, what is this?
Dude, I saw Scowl. I think it was at Chain Reaction. It was One Step Closer, Scowl, Zulu. Shout out to them, fucking killing it.
Yeah.
Fucking, but what they sounded like then versus their new record, they've kind of exactly what you're talking about, a Sonic Youth 90s vibe. I love that the youth that's beneath me, the younger generation beneath me, is tapping into that older style and bringing it back, because it's exciting to see.
It's very, very interesting. It's very something I didn't see coming. You know, it's like, it's a crazy thing, because I saw Sonic Youth back in the day.
That's wild.
You know,
I mean, you're older than I am. That's fucking crazy.
All right, just so we're clear, I'm not 400 years old on this thing.
It's been
I'm
84 years.
I was born in 84, you know? And honestly, I'm very grateful for that, because I'm like the last generation to go through, you know, becoming a man without social media, without like all these other devices. Like, it was different, you know, it was a lot different. Now I look at kids, I'm like, dude, your life's totally different. I'm like, you don't even have to like socialize to socialize. I'm like, you don't know.
I want to say that me and him are the cutoff, because we were born in 90, right? So I grew up without the internet as a kid, but then like cell phones, MySpace, all that. I was at the influx of all that. So we had all those growing pains. We got to see the good and the bad of it. You know what I mean? And but I also missed out on a lot of shit too because of that.
The old word of mouth way.
Yeah, dude. Flyers. Fucking flyers, dude.
I still believe in, you know, doing these. You go anywhere in San Diego, you will see these flyers.
I'm here for it, dude.
But yeah, it's a trip too, because I was born in Boston. My mom remarried by the time I was 5, and she moved across the street from here in Pacific Beach. And then and I was bi-coastal till I was like 13. By the time I was 10, that was 1994. So punk rock exploded then. And when you're in the 90s at that time, like, it's just, there's no social media, there's no nothing, it's just music. That's how you kind of determine who you are. That's
how you click up.
Yeah, that's how you click up. You know, it's how you kind of show your whatever, you know. And it was a trip, because I started going to concerts. I think my first one was Red Hot Chili Peppers in 94, whatever the Boston Garden was called right after it opened, or they remodeled it, whatever. And then by like 6th grade, I started going to punk shows, and by 7th grade, I started booking punk shows in Boston. In that time, it was a crazy.
What area
time.
of Boston?
Like the city, like right in the heart of it.
Like Cambridge, or?
Well, I'm from Dorchester, but the shows I booked were at, I must have booked over a dozen.
Got a buddy named Matty Arsenault from Dorchester.
I mean,
I was in a band called A Loss for Words.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a pretty funny thing. No, I mean, we lived a couple places before there, but that's where we lived the longest. But booking shows back then, at VFWs, you know, going to these legendary venues that Boston had. I didn't realize I was in like a golden era of the time. But my first show, The Unseen, played.
What?
It was The Unseen. It was East Coast Panic, which was Al from The Piss, who was like one of my favorite like anarcho hardcore punk bands ever. They had broken up, but he'd started that band. I thought they were great. And then I'd book shows like all the time. Like I've been friends with Ken Casey from Dropkick Murphy since about that time, 12, because you look at the back of the 7-inch, call us for booking. I'm in a punk band. No one's booking our punk band, because why would they? So I got to make the show happen, and I got to book the bands. I got to do the marketing. You got to do like on foot. It was just so much different. And then, 13, I moved here and kind of wasn't in a band, so I wasn't booking shows. And it's just so crazy to be like how it is now. It's so much different. You know, all your avenues of marketing. Everyone's got booking agents. The price is obviously a whole nother world, but it's just a totally different thing now. But in the sense of like how you reach people and how you negotiate and do that. But one of the things I think I love so much about music is it's still, when you go to the show, it's still the same. I still got the hairs in the back of my heart. I can't wait to hear that song. I'm just waiting there. I'm in the front. Like, I go to most shows by myself.
Yep.
Like, most of my homies I grew up with, they're not into this. Like, a lot of my friends are gangsters, are doing crazy shit, or like just kind of chilled out after a little bit. But it's therapy to me. You know, it really that's what this whole thing's always been. And I love going out there. There's something that just connects with me, and when I can be actually someone that can make a difference in the city that I love and bring in awesome music. I'm fired up, man.
What was the scene like the punk scene and the hardcore scene in San Diego when you were growing up here? Were you a part of it?
Yeah, so it was a trip because I would be here half the time and then in Boston half the time. I did two things. I skateboarded and I fucking went to punk rock and hardcore shows. That's it. Mm-hmm. So like in winter when my dad's like, all right, you're going to San Diego for the next month for, Christmas vacation or whatever. I'm like, fuck yeah, I get to skate the whole time. Number one.
Yeah.
And it was before they kinked off everything, so every
capped every ledge.
Yeah. So it was awesome. And then I would go to all the shows here. Shows here were, we had a couple other venues that aren't around anymore. I think a lot of people forget about Showcase had a theater here. I don't think it was the same as Corona, but people kind of forget. Like Corona has like the one that everyone knew about, but there was one in Washington Ave, right by the airport. Shea Cafe's been there forever.
Yep.
The scenes were pretty gnarly. I remember there was a lot of gangs and stuff. Like in the East Coast, there was a youth crew stuff.
Yeah.
But you just knew where they were going to be. Like, don't go see Earth Crisis, unless you want to fucking like if you're going to be a drunk punk, you don't go to that show. Like some bands kind of bridge the gap a little bit, like a Blood for Blood or something. They would play a show with Dropkick Murphys and the local bands, and they would play, with the other bands. We're like, I'll probably die if I go to that.
Yeah.
But when I came here, what was the first show? It was gnarly. It was
and the punk rock, like I grew up on Hellcat record compilations and shit like that. Out here, you had like Pennywise. Yeah. It was a different style of punk, I feel like.
Oh yeah, totally different style of punk. They definitely love East Coast punk rock here. Like when Boston when I found like This Is Boston, Not LA, that comp, I'm like, why is this out? I'm like, no one from Boston has beef with LA's music. Like we actually love it. Like it's not that I don't know. But anyways, so I think my first show, I went and saw Blank 77s, who's New Jersey punk rock, and in Boston at the time, they were huge. Like when they came to town, like everyone got fired up. That was like one of the bands that like everyone was super excited. And I go to see Blank 77s here, and a dude got ran up and stabbed in the pit by a gang, like within a couple of minutes of me being there. I was like, whoa, like what was that? They're like, oh, that's this so-and-so gang. I'm like, what do you mean gang? Like, I know like crews, but what? They're like, no, it's punk rock gang. I'm like, what? I didn't know that existed. And then they dance different here. Like it was more circle pit, that kind of stuff. Where in the East Coast, like, there's definitely times where like fools will pull me to the side, like, dude, if you keep dancing like that, like they're going to rat pack you. There was the rules of the punk scene where, if you messed up, you got caught up pretty quick.
Really?
Yeah.
So was it like, and not to like create this, but was it a majority skinheads out here, or like legit just like kids from the hood that grew up in prison culture?
Well, one thing that I think a lot of people forget is the streets run different here.
They do.
The prison system runs the streets.
It does.
Where in other states, that's not. So you see that a little bit. I was also getting into the time, like particularly by 1998 when I moved here full time. That was more of my grindcore crust punk era.
Oh yeah.
So those shows you weren't really seeing gangs, but I was going to Shea Cafe you wouldn't ever see a gang at that show. But I was going to Shea Cafe every weekend. Like I also had just moved to Winnesea Beach. My family moved from PB to Winnesea, so I was just lucky.
Yeah.
And so every weekend I saw bands like Spaz or, just I could go on forever. But the gangsters here that were in the scene, a lot of them look like just straight up cholos.
Yeah.
And then other times they just look like straight up punk rockers, And now if you look at the hardcore scene, they just there's gangs in the hardcore scene. They kind of look same thing. Yeah, tatted up, kind of cholo looking dudes. Some are just white boy. It's confusing.
Yeah.
Sometimes. But there's a lot. When I met an older homie who kind of put me like when I was a kid, he kind of put me on blast. And like this is how the scene was growing up. Like he was a old school LA punk rock gangster dude. And he was just breaking down all the shit. I'm like, I had no idea about this stuff.
It's like the blinders get fucking taken off, and you're like, oh wow, I do notice that.
I was in the middle of all that the whole time.
I had no idea.
I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting dynamic, and I don't know. Things have changed, obviously. It's but
they're starting to also ramp back up.
Though. Yeah.
It's and I got nothing against it. I think youth crews. I I want to see a resurgence. Being that I'm in recovery now, like I always put straight edge on a pedestal. Like it always meant something to me because I grew up in hardcore. I'm an alcoholic. Like it was not an option for me. I was in the depths of my fucking drinking. Like I was not going to stop drinking. I would respect the show and not show up shit house, or I would drink in the parking lot. But it always meant something to me. I would love to see a resurgence in that. Like the youth knowing that they don't have to fucking do blow on the weekends and go blow their paychecks at a fucking club or fucking get hooked on fucking fentanyl and end up dying. Like I would like to see a resurgence in that youth crew energy, but it doesn't also have to be taken to the extremes of like the Earth Crisis shows where they're smashed. Like fucking, I've talked to Josh and he's told me some good stories about fucking what used to take place in Jacksonville and Duval, baby. But I want to see it going in the right direction and not, you know what I mean? That's all. Bring crews back for the right reasons. Like foster a good scene.
It's hard to get a group of knuckleheads together in a positive minds. Like
and what's crazy is all the guys that like from your generation and mine that started all that are still a part of it are now they've maybe not mellowed out because they're still fucking good to go, ready. Yeah. But I think they're doing it for the better reasons now. Whereas I see a lot of the younger cats they're like, this is how it was then, this is how it's gonna be now. So I mean, and it's on us as the older generation, I think, to like foster that. I don't know. I just feel like hardcore's for everybody, punk is for everybody. We should keep it that way. It should be inclusive, not cool kid.
Yeah, totally. And I would say there's definitely a little bit of the cool kid thing going on in hardcore now as it blows up. Like, yeah, you ain't a cool kid if you don't say Turnstile rules now. You know, I think they're a good band. I don't think they rule.
I remember when they fucking put out Nonstop Feeling, and like I've always loved Turnstile. I love the new record too. I can listen to it through and through. I don't think it's the end all be all. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, if you say one thing, it could go a certain way. So you don't
right.
But violence and stuff, I think that's always been a kind of a place in hardcore.
For sure.
You know? It's not whether you like it or not. It's always been a place in there. It's kind of it. Like in the Boston hardcore scene. I mean,
come on.
You know, I mean, that was
fucking hop on Google if you don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I would be at like an Earth Crisis Blood for Blood show. I remember going to that, and you couldn't cut the tension in that room with a fucking chainsaw. Because, like, Earth Crisis' crew and the Blood for Blood and Boston thing, like, homeboy showed up, Carl shows up in a Mercedes, and dudes were throwing baloney on his Mercedes and throwing meat all over his car. Like, it was scary. You know, you knew shit was going down. But it was kind of like, I kind of expected it. You know, this is the scene. It is what it is. I don't, like, now I'm older, I tell kids, you know, you don't got to go crowd killing and punching random people in the face, man. Go have fun. They'll like be responsible, but like, you know,
crowd kill your homies.
Yeah, do it to your
That's
friends.
what you crowd kill your friends. Don't crowd kill the young 16-year-old kid that is just discovering the glory that is going to shows.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not here to gatekeep anything. You do whatever the fuck you want, but it's the bane of what we got going on, right?
I think my thing is like, I mean, it seems more for an opportunity to get viral, you know, like this term beatdown. That's just a viral term. You know? It's sure. It's just a style of music. They probably could have coined it something else, but it became viral.
You know what they're missing on it? It's not beat down because you beat down people. It's beat down because of the beat. Yeah. Because you dance to it.
Yeah. It does describe it well, but it doesn't come out. You know, it gives people this impression like, oh, we're gonna go and beat down some people at the show. It's like, no, that's the name of the music.
It's the drums.
It's the drums. It's the drop beat. You know, it's the breakdown. It's not the physical, the actual physically beating down the shit out of someone.
Sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. You know what I mean? Yeah, they'll figure it out one way or the other. Mm-hmm. That's the other thing is like with the resurgence of it, the old heads are coming back out. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a lot of this arm on the shoulder, like, hey, check this out.
It was I love seeing like a lot more. Like this show kind of was a combination of bringing out the old heads, bringing out the new guys, bringing the locals, bringing as much as we could. And SummerSlam was what I'm referring to, but yeah, it's one of those things where the new guys dance different. So like guys like me, I'm like, whoa, this is, you know, is this cool or is this not cool? It seems pretty, you know, everyone's not going too wild with it, but I could see this being bad, you know.
Dude, I look at it like growing up in the East Coast, like the Boston two-step is different than what it was in VA. And then the West Coast, like they've got like a Carlton style, like I like it though. It's groovy as fuck.
It is. They look good when they do it. I can't
They do.
like that,
It's steezy as fuck.
A fool that's got a good two-step.
Come on.
Damn, dude. That's like I'm like, you should be a breakdance. Like, that looks smooth and good.
I know.
You know, good. I got something, but I'm too long. People just think I look too, like, big. And
Yeah, you
weird.
take up 8 feet of the fucking pit when you're fucking two-stepping, bro.
I had to stop. You know, I'm still up front, but I'm like, geez. Yeah, but like someone with a good two-step, man, you're killing it. Or like, I mean, these kids are like full-on athletes now in the mosh pit. I went to a Slow Death show on Saturday, and fucking backflips and handstands and cartwheels.
I've seen some. Yeah, dude. Also, social media has brought up like the crowd kill thing too, right? Like cartwheels in space, stage dive Jesus. Like, there's some great fucking content coming out that's promoting hardcore and punk, and I love to fucking see it. And it's just that. But I'm also seeing, like, at End It, there was one homie, and he was in there in like some fucking shorts and a crew neck, or he was wearing a Vince Staple fucking long sleeve, which fucking shout out to you. I think your name was Chris. You're fucking solid. This fool was still getting after it, but he looked like, I would look at him and be like, that's a vegan straight edge dude. And he's still just killing it. Definitely like my age or older too. Yeah. I was like, that's that shit I like.
There you go.
Like to see the boys out there getting after it.
That's right.
You know?
Definitely.
So what was the culmination of SummerSlam? What was it the winter show that didn't go so hot? You said, fuck it, I'm coming out swinging with a summer banger?
That was some of it. Yeah. That was definitely some of it. So I wanted to put, ever since we could do shows again, like my idea was like I was going to do a show called SoCal United. I'm going to get the idea was like all different styles. Like we're all just going to bring all different styles of Southern California music together. We'll do a cool music festival. But the idea was doing it in like a brewery or something like that. But there's a lot of things that it's harder to do like that.
Yeah.
And so when the last show happened, I kind of just made a decision like, all right, I'm going to do it. But I didn't know which direction the fest was going to go. Like, number one, like talk with bigger bands. Like, it's kind of like, who are you and what is this? You know? So I'm like, all right, maybe I'll just do like a hometown thing. That'll be easier. I can build from there. If you're going to do like a hometown show, certain bands have to be on. Like, Take Offense is like a band. Like, if I can get them on this bill, then I can have a legit like hometown throwdown, you know? And then my friend's band Pathology, which is an awesome, like brutal death metal band. They're on Nuclear Blast. They're all my homies. I was trying to get them, and I was like, cool, I'll do like a like an old school Clash of the Titans type shit, or like what was it called, New Kids and all, like those old school concerts where you see like the crossover, like Slayer and AF, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I want to bring back that shit. Like, why does it always have to be so like only this? Like,
dude, fucking 10 for 10 hardcore. I saw it when I was in the Marine Corps in Jacksonville, North Carolina. It had Madball, Death Before Dishonor, but fucking I want to say it was August Burns Red and like a couple other metal bands. Mm-hmm. And it was $10, 10 bands, fucking bangers.
How
like,
sick is that?
It was so rad.
So I wanted to. I've been like brewing that in my head. I was like, I want to do that. Like, I saw a really cool flyer for a Madball Suffocation. It was Madball Suffocation. But it was like right when we got out of pandemic. I'm like, dude, that is dope. I'm like, that reminds me. That's like nostalgic. So I was shooting around with that. But then my friend's band, I think they're doing an album. Just things didn't work out. So I kept just trying to see how is this direction going to go. And Take Offense came on, and I kind of just started talking with other bands that were in that similar group, and it kind of just everything fell into place. And then a lot of bands actually asked to be on it. Strife was totally different. Like, no other bands knew about Strife. Like, I couldn't like pitch that to like a band, because when you can say, hey, I got Strife on the bill, people are going to say yes.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you're ridiculous if you ain't playing with Strife. Like, this top 5 greatest hardcore
you take that
ever.
flyer and you put it on the fucking wall.
Yeah, exactly. And so I was kind of, but it was cool because like Dead Heat jumped on, and Terena, and like Desmadre, and like people were just, it started going, and then lots of awesome bands are asking to be on, and then just it got like to this thing. I'm like, shoot, I need to add another day. I got to do like this. The pre-show was going to be just a whole nother day.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's got to be like equal, it can't be like half like the firepower of day 2. So I'm like, how about this? I'll do it less expensive. We'll get some awesome bands on it. It'll be, I wanted to make it as proper and as traditional as a festival as you could. So yeah, it definitely, it took time, and it was crazy how it came together. But now it's like, I got people calling me like trying to make their flight plans to come across the country, and they want to, where should I stay? And I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like,
now you're getting into the logistics of it, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, I started with this, like, I'm like, this is my dream. I'm going to do it. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm going to at least try. I got to be an example to my children to say, I tried, at least I tried. If it didn't work, it didn't work. sometimes failure leads to success.
It does every fucking time, dude.
Uh-huh.
That's what all this is fucking. Like, I was able to quit my fucking job in the car business to be a screen printer, own a clothing brand, and run a podcast. And I DJ on the weekend. I travel across the country DJing to pay my bills.
Awesome.
Like, it's not my, I don't want to DJ fucking ABBA at disco parties as a full-time fucking gig. I love it. It's fun. It's a great way to pay the bills. But like, I want to be creative and fucking enjoy what I do. This is all like my two homies supporting me and me supporting them to chase our fucking dreams and do something different, because I don't want to be fucking 43 and look back on the last 10 years and be like, fuck, I wish I had done that.
100%. That's some of the, I mean, I live by that. I live by not wanting to wish I did something.
Bingo.
And then like,
no regrets.
Yeah, no regrets. And dude, you just gotta go and do it, you know, and it's scary, you know, it takes some balls. You gotta go through shit. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you love what you do, that's magic. That's like such like,
it's true. You're not working.
Exactly. Like, I've been in the bar industry forever. I loved bartending, loved doing that stuff. It was, you know, this is a great city to do it in. San Diego is, you know, it's no secret, but now I own like a trade school and I teach people how to do it and I help them get jobs, and I get thank you emails and letters. A lot of them are sober. A lot of them just need financial help in life and need to change their 9-to-5 misery, you know? And I'm like, well, here, let me help you. And it's so cool that I actually get so much like joy out of helping people change their lives. And I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. Why would I, like, well, how else can I do this? How can I change some more lives? How about in a different aspect? I'll change musical lives in San Diego's. You know, I'll go out and I'll be the dude that says, I'll get these bands. I'll put my money up. I'll do it. We'll find out if it works. If it doesn't, you know, I
can always make more money.
Yeah, this is my end all. You know, I have my other things, but it's been motivating for sure. Opening up, having businesses, and then doing this, and just having motivation, and just, I don't know, the best way to describe it, just being more influenced to do these things.
So the trade school is one of your businesses. Is the other one the firm? Or is there something else aside from the firm?
Yeah, so basically I own two schools. So they're called Gaslamp Bartending School in San Diego, and then Inland Empire Bartending School in Riverside. And
okay.
Yeah, so they're trade schools, though. I'm also a staffing agency, and I also do consulting.
Oh,
so
fuck.
Yeah, so it's like an umbrella.
For service industry?
Mm-hmm.
Staffing?
Mm-hmm. Particularly bartenders. And then consulting, too. Like, you got an 80% chance going out of business in 3 to 4 years if you open up a bar. You know, you could ruin your whole family's life. So I've been in this thing long enough. I've made mistakes, learned from it. I've done enough where, like, I can show people how to not lose your whole house. Don't lose your family's everything. Let me... You know, it's again, it's something where, like, I didn't think bartending would do some shit like that. That was just a San Diego thing to do, and I'll figure out my life later.
Yeah.
I was able to take it and make an industry out of it. Like, I didn't know throwing these shows when I was 12, 13 would give me the idea and the balls to do it later on, you know.
It's fucking crazy.
But, yeah, it's just, life's crazy, you know. This world's crazy. You make the most out of it.
Exactly, dude. You get one ticket, take the ride.
Exactly, yeah.
Dude,
definitely.
me and my boy over here, we did some partying in downtown Riverside. Let me fucking tell you. What was it, Pixel?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We was up in the Pixel. No, all right. I will go on record and say, rowdiest fucking security ever. I've never seen security and the bartenders so ready to get down with rowdy patrons.
Riverside is not fucking around. IE is not fucking around. But
yeah. It's hot out there. They ain't fucking playing no games. Dude, all right. So when I moved here, my first stop was Moreno Valley. That's where I lived. And then I lived in Hemet. And then I made my way to Temecula. And then down here to the promised land. That is San Diego. You know what I mean? I thought I was in heaven when I got to Moval. And then I got, like, my first couple jobs, and they're like, you've never been anywhere else, have you? I'm like, no. They're like, this is not ideal place to be in California. It's a little bit rough around the edges. And then I found that out.
This was like 13 years ago?
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely a little bit rough.
Oh, dude, I was skating home from work one night, and I got pulled up on by... I was skating home. I was working at Five Guys, Zoomies, and BJ's Brew House. And I had just finished up a shift at fucking Five Guys. I'd worked at Zoomies and worked at Five Guys, and I was skating home because my now ex-wife had kicked me out of the house because I was drinking too much, right? So I'm living with this family that I found on Craigslist, and I'm skating up Pigeon Pass, that main right by the mall where that Five Guys was? Yeah, up Pigeon Pass. These two cholo dudes hop out of the car. One walks past me. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm listening to music. And then the other dude, he's walking weird, and I see him pull out a bat, and then the other dude just cleans my clock from the other side. I drop the skateboard. I get in the street, square up. They look at each other, and they're like, oh, fuck it. Grab his board and fucking booked it. Stole my skateboard, gave me a black eye. I was like, God damn it.
All that for a skateboard.
Yeah, I mean, I had my backpack. They wanted the backpack, but I was ready to fight for that.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything in that but like a Diamond Supply t-shirt. You know what I mean? Pair of fucking skinny jeans.
Yeah, sometimes I tell people, like, I got a business out there and I'm there more. They're like, oh. I'm like, well, it's honestly, if you go to downtown Riverside, that's probably like the cleanest downtown in California. Like, downtown LA
that's nice.
Like downtown LA it's not a secret. You know, everyone knows what it looks like right now. And downtown San Diego it's
getting there.
Yeah.
They push people out of Gaslamp, but
I don't know how far they're gonna do it. I mean, they just changed the now they got the new ordinance where you can't have camps.
Yeah.
Like you know, that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. You know, it doesn't start till July 31st, but either way, like you go to downtown Riverside, it's not like there's not bum camps along the streets. It's not covered in spray paint. But if you go to like what's it, Harupa Valley, you go 5 minutes from downtown Riverside, you are now in a whole different world. And it's like, what just happened? I was like,
you go to your Rubidoux, it's a little different.
Yeah, Casablanca, like it's whoa, you guys are getting down.
Yeah, no fucking around.
I went and got my haircut at this place, and I was like, I don't know, I'll just go there. It was just all cholos, and they were like tripping on me, and I'm like, I wasn't kind of like really paying attention to it, but I didn't realize it's my tattoos and some shit, so they were just like, right when I sat down, they all stopped talking, and I'm like, what is great? I just going to the wrong place right now.
Great.
And they didn't know what to do, because like, you know, Mexicans know I'm not Mexican. I'm half Puerto Rican, half Italian, so it's confusing because there's not a lot of Puerto Ricans and a lot of Italians here.
He's got melanin in his skin. He's definitely not a white boy.
Yeah, they're like, what is this fool? And he's got like blood for blood, but then I got Southern California on my neck. I got a lot of shit, and they're just.
Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, I used to speak a lot better. My wife.
It's a you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing.
Yeah, I was the same with Italian. You know, like
you spoke Italian?
For a little bit, to like
Averdacci.
full time, right? It's one of those things. It's similar to Spanish, but like my mom, she like barely spoke English, but she never also taught me a single word in Spanish. So I just like knew when she was mad. You know,
well, Puerto Rican women don't let that be. You know, that's not a silent thing. You know?
They are not fucking around, man. She was hardcore, and you know, I mean, this growing up in that was different. That was a crazy way to grow up with, because my stepfather's from Mexico City, and they're both just old school traditional, like just, you know, beat your kids senseless type shit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't agree with that. I don't have that DNA. Maybe it's because how much they did it to me, but this is old school, you know, different way of growing up.
I grew up in an Irish Catholic family. I'm very, very familiar.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? On my Italian side, no one fucked around. Like my dad never touched me once.
Really?
My mom stabbed me with a fork.
Oh.
I was like 11.
Oh God.
I'm like, this is what's supposed to happen. And that's what I thought. And then by the time now I'm a parent, I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't imagine doing it. Yeah. I couldn't even think, like, the only time I've ever like raised my voice like with the kids, I apologize to them. I feel so bad.
And that's the nice thing about the dad voice. I got a little bass in the voice. And all I got to do is put that on, and it fucking works every time. I get the attention. I don't got to raise my voice. Just put a little bass in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, damn it. That's it. That's all it takes.
So what are your kids?
So I'm remarried. So she has a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old, and then I have a 12-year-old, and my son will be 9 on Friday. Wow. And then in 3 weeks we'll have a baby.
Wow.
3 weeks or less. I was on the phone with her before we came on, and she's like, so she had a doctor's appointment today, and she's like, so I had a contraction while I was there. So I'm thinking either this week or next week. And I'm like, we have so much shit going on between the print shop, work, and fucking the events, like the 1st and 2nd. Mm-hmm. Like we're doing Bike Fest here. I'm I have 600 shirts I got to print, a minimum.
You got to be in baby mode, like,
and we have to rearrange our fucking house. It's a lot. It's a lot. But this is what I asked for. I asked for every bit of this. You know what I mean?
I mean, congratulations on your
upcoming
course. Yeah, honestly, being a father it's like a cliche type thing. You know, Father's Day yesterday made me think about it more, but that's been the most amazing thing in my life. Like, I love being a father. I make better decisions. I do things I would never have done because I'm a father. Like, my goal in life is to raise my son proper and my daughter, you know, and I just, probably why I do stuff like this, you know. I want to show them, like, hey, dude, do what you want to do. If you think it's rad and you believe in it, do it, you know. I'll help you do, or whatever you need. I'll show you. But, yeah, being a father is, I mean, I get emotional even just talking about it. I love everything about it. You know, sometimes, what did someone ask me the other day? They're like, what's it was a person that doesn't have any kids. This girl's like, what's like the worst part about being a parent? I was like, what? Like nothing. She's like, what about, sleep? I'm like, fuck sleep. Oh, I don't care. My kid can wake me up anytime. I'll stay awake for the next 5 fucking years. That's what you want me to do. Like, there's nothing bad about being a parent. It's the biggest blessing. It's the greatest thing ever,
There's only one thing. Feeling like you either miss the mark or not being available, or you miss something.
Yeah.
Or laying down in bed at night and being like, fuck.
Yeah.
I wish I had done something. That's the only downside. And that's not even really a downside.
Yeah.
That's accountability on your part of being a parent.
Yeah. No, honestly, it's crazy that you just said that. Yesterday, like I was hanging out with the kids all day, and my wife, she's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, let me just take a nap for like a couple hours. Let me just take a nap in. That's all I want for Father's. Let me take a nap. And then I think she assumed like I kind of I'll just let them like take the day off type thing. And the kids, like, they passed out early. So by the time I woke up, they were like asleep, and I was bummed. Exactly what you just said. I'm like, oh man,
shouldn't have taken that nap.
I'm like, why did I take that fucking nap? I'm like, I should have just drank a Celsius, or I should have done something. Like, why did I feel like I missed out? Luckily, I have today and whatever. I have another. But
the only times I've ever been able to take a nap, and I don't even know if I really did, was with the kids. If I try to do it now, it ruins my whole day. Like, I have to wake up in the morning and then just drain the battery throughout the day. And then come 9, 10, 11 o'clock, I'm done. I'm tapping out. I'm grumpy, and I'm asleep. And I'm asleep hard. And then I'll wake up and do it again. If I take a nap in the middle of the day, it disorients me, and I'm like, whoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if you're a parent and you're up till midnight, you're fucking around or something's not right. Like, if you're not dead ass tired by 9, particularly with kids like in school, that's the one thing that no one told me. Like, everyone's going to be like, oh, this is what's going to happen when you have a kid, and wait for this, and you'll never get this, and blah, blah, blah. No, no one said was you're on a fucking school schedule for the next 18 fucking years. Oh, my God. This is the first week of summer. I'm like, thank God. Fuck, dude, I don't got to get up at 6. Like, no one brought that subject up.
That's what I always tell.
Common denominator. It's like, without a doubt, you were on a school schedule.
Yeah. You get 3 years to prepare for that. So, we get 4 or 5 years to prepare for that, depending if you put them in pre-K. Mm-hmm. So enjoy that. And that's what I always tell people. Expecting parents are like, dude, get some sleep now, bub, because you're done for the next 18 years.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think my daughter, because she was like, since 2 months, she would just sleep all night. So I'm like, kids are easy. I'm like, everyone was wrong.
God.
And my son's only 15 months younger. So he pops out. He's just different. He's like, nah, fuck that. You guys are awake.
Yeah, I'm awake. You're awake.
Yeah, he's like, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
just like
dude.
the show.
I feel like that's the way it's going to be with Birdie. She's, because Bethany wakes up like 3 or 4 times a night. I'm like, oh, this girl's going to be up all night. I can feel it.
Yeah.
It's just, you can always tell when they're in gestation, like, if they're active towards the end of the night, like, that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I got to tell her, stop eating sugar at night.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to tell her to the kid, you're making the kid think it's okay to be up this late.
Yeah. It's a trip. I mean, being able to have a girl and a boy, man, it's such a different, it's different and the same, but like when it's like my daughter, no one loves me as much as her. I always tell her, like, no one will ever love me as much as you. Like, I can't raise you to be a woman. I can tell you the right things to do. Like, your mom has certain things she's, got to do. But with me, I just got to love you as much as I can. And just, like, when she looks at me, goes, like, yesterday, she's like, you're the best dad in the world. She just said it without even anyone saying anything. Dude, I just got teary-eyed. I'm like, damn.
Dude, we
just crushed me.
As girl dads, we teach them, we set the groundwork for how they're to be treated by other men if that's the route they choose to go, right? Or women, how your partner's supposed to fucking treat you, your dad instills that in you. Yeah. And like your fucking self-respect and morals, like that comes from us, in my opinion. And everybody asks me like, oh, I bet you want a boy. I bet you want a boy. I'm like, nope, I want a girl. And I'm getting one because she's going to love me forever. Forever.
It's such a, I hate this. Like, Chris Rock made the comparison. He's like, you only get unconditional love in 2 places. He's like, from a dog and from your children, particularly your daughter.
Yeah.
That is the most real unconditional love. Like, and then with my son, like, now he's about to be 5. So he like I played sports in college. Like, I grew up skateboarding, doing all this shit. Now it's all he wants to do. So now he finally is like, oh shit, my dad can do all this stuff. I'm like, dude, let's go play baseball. He's like, every day, all day. I'm like, yeah, dude.
I get that from my son too. And what boys offer is like they always want their dad to be stoked on them.
Yeah.
And I always am. He can literally he could draw a flaming pile of shit, and I'll think it's a fucking Picasso. Like, he can do no wrong in my eyes, but he just wants to know that I think what he's doing is fucking cool.
Yeah, Daddy, look at this. Daddy, look what I did. Daddy, like, Daddy, watch, I can jump over this can.
Yeah, or watch me jump off this.
Yeah.
Like,
he loves, like, I told him, like, hey, you can't be scared. I want to see, like, he wanted to do, like, a front flip into the pool. I'm like,
yep.
Dude, don't be scared. Don't think about it. Just do it. And he just did it, and he was so proud of himself, and he was so stoked that, like, he did it. I feel like like, in his head, he, like, did it for me. And it was, like, the coolest thing ever for him. And he's like, Daddy, look what I did. Look, I can do it. And I'm like, dude, you're so cool.
Yeah, I brought my kids to one of my DJ sets in Arizona, and my daughter's very reserved, and she's becoming a woman, so that comes with its own obstacle courses.
Okay.
But my little man, he was like, "Can I come out on stage?" I was like, "Absolutely, you can do whatever you want. Just don't stay." Like, I was prep the dude to turn the monitors down, right? But I get one song in, and this fool has run out, and he is getting the crowd hyped with me, and he's just looking at me like, "See, look."
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do the same thing this Friday. I'm doing a show, and he's gonna come out, and it's his birthday, and I'm gonna stop and have one of the homies bring out a birthday cake, and we're gonna sing him happy birthday. I'm so fucking stoked.
That's gonna be the coolest thing.
I know. I'm so
the thing
excited.
is, like, you're a good dad. I can tell. You'll probably be just as stoked or more than he will be. Like, you can't wait for that. You know.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. You know, when you get to do that, and you know he's always gonna remember that.
That's
Never
the goal.
Forget that. Like,
God
my
damn,
dad
Nino,
did
I
this
didn't
thing.
think we were gonna get so fucking into it today, dude.
Yeah, man. These things are cool. You know, when you get to just talk, and you're talking with someone you know forever. You know, we all have the same thoughts, or thoughts. We know what we're gonna say, but you meet new people, you kind of get an intuition. I think I can get along with you. I think we might have some cool shit.
For sure,
Cool, man.
I'm stoked
Definitely
on
cool.
this.
Definitely.
So, right now, it's 8:18. The pre-show is. This is the pre-show.
That's the
Oh no,
show.
the
This
no
is
the pre-show is the 18th. The 19th is actual SummerSlam.
Mm.
Where can people get tickets? Are you pre-selling tickets?
Yeah. So basically, if I'm making a new website where everything will be on there. But if you go either, if you just go to summer_slam_SD, it's the link tree's there, or the firm SD, the link tree's there with all the tickets. If you see the flyers, the QR code on the flyer also directs you straight there, so you can get them. Most of the bands have it on their Instagrams and stuff like that. The pre-show is a little bit different. There is tickets available for this, but it's the first 150 people that show up with SummerSlam tickets. They already bought them. The first 150 that show up, they get in for free. It's like part of the deal. So if you're going to the pre-show, get there early. I'm also be doing like giveaways and stuff like that. But yeah, so pre-show it starts, what time is it? I can't remember right now, but it's going to be, maybe look at my own flyer, 5 p.m. doors.
Got it.
And then rolls out from there. And then same thing, like SummerSlam starts at 1. Well, doors are at 1. And it's the same thing, like all the first people that get in, we're doing giveaways for, I'll go over like kind of shows and stuff in a little bit, but upcoming shows, we got all these really cool like SummerSlam towels. I'm going to do this new thing. I'm going to try it. You know, like when you go like to Padres night where they got the towels, or like Pittsburgh, the terrible towel.
Yeah.
I'm bringing the terrible hardcore towel in. I got a shit ton of these things being made, and I hope it runs like it does, like if it was a Pittsburgh towel, where at one point there's going to be 450 people waving this big, huge towel in the air, and it's going to look dope. You know, I'm definitely stealing a page from like some of the bands right now, like Drain does it with the volleyballs and the
with beach balls
and like the
surfboard, boogie boards.
Yeah, all that kind of stuff. Like, it looks cool. It's fun. You know, it doesn't create bad energy. It creates a fun excitement energy. So I'm like, I want to, like you come in, you get free stuff. I got, I'm giving out a bunch of free gear from the firm. I saw you had Fuck Fentanyl.
Yeah.
All my shows always try to include charities in there. So they'll be there, and Punks for Autism will be there, and all the bands will have like merch and stuff, and we're all like collectively doing fun stuff for people. Like, I wanted at SummerSlam, it's not just like there's actually 2 bands that haven't even announced yet on it, but so right now it's 17. So at the end it's gonna be 19 bands.
God damn.
I'm kind of tripping, but you know, I'm lucky. I got like
how many bands are staying at your house?
Yeah, right. It's I got like a really good setup for it. Like, I've been planning so much for this thing. Like, it hopefully, you know, as long as everything runs the way it should, we should be totally fine.
It will. You're doing it for the right reasons. That's why anything done for the right reasons is successful.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, like, this one starts the SD like new thing. You know, this is the beginning to a new era. But but yeah, so I mean,
Did you have anything to do with CDC?
No.
No. Very excited for that show. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've seen it.
Yeah.
What day is it on?
The 9th. July 9th.
Because there's the one that you guys are having here on the 2nd, but
yeah, that's after we're having a bike night with Ride and Destroy, and then we're gonna have a hardcore show after.
And then of course you guys got what happened to me. There's a hardcore show one town over.
Is there really?
Mind Force.
No.
And Take Offense.
No.
And
wait, is that
it's a Sound and Fury fucking pre-show or for the showcase, whatever.
Dude, I was looking at that.
That's on this.
Oh no, I know what it is. I'll tell you about this after the podcast. I'll tell you. Yeah, it's happening at Shea. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Are you going to Sound and Fury?
Well, there's something I have. What do we have?
I'm going Sunday.
I'm pretty sure I'll try to go Sunday. I haven't been to it. I mean, there's always something that comes up. I've obviously had the last years I've had kids, so it's hard to get out, you know.
Yeah.
Tell the wife, hey, I'm gonna go to a concert in LA, and you're just gonna do everything and take care of everyone
for 8 hours, and I'll try not to get hurt.
Yeah, she's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I want to check it out. There's a lot of stuff going on that weekend in LA. There's like too much, you know. I had to make sure I planned this far away from that as I could, but not too far. But I got on the 14th of July, I have a showcase show as well in Riverside. It's going to be Nowhere Safe, Legions, 97 Minutes, and Cinderblock, CA, and Veins of Black. And then I got one more I'm going to add on to that as well. So, I'm doing I think I might do a second. It's looking like it, but I don't have the date yet. I wanted to do a San Diego showcase, but like one in San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably just come here and hang out with you guys and just talk to people about SummerSlam and just that kind of stuff. But Sound of Fury is definitely set like a tone. They got a certain thing, and it's cool. Like they have a certain brand. I like how they haven't mixed it up too much. And so there's some bands on there I have no idea who they are. There's some bands on there that aren't necessarily my cup of tea, and there's some bands I'm like, holy fuck, this is like.
That's why I got Sunday tickets, and if you know, you know.
I didn't. Who's headline? Who are the main bands for Sunday?
Trapped Under Ice.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Dude, I was at Stay Cold's fucking record release party. Or I was at the Trapped Under Ice Stay Cold record release in fucking Newport News, Virginia at Liberty 4. There was a fucking stage dive gangplank at this venue. It was a fucking legendary venue.
That sounds awesome. Is it on YouTube? I gotta see this.
Yeah. Liberty 4. Oh, my God, bro.
Virginia has, like, some of the best bands.
Yeah.
I love
Down to Nothing.
Enforced. I love fucking Municipal Waste.
Yes.
I love Guar. Like
Guar's from Richmond. Municipal Waste. Naysayer. Lamb of God's from... All right, so... I want to say it's the vocalist went to my high school.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, fucking 15 years before I did, but yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah, dude.
That's
and
cool.
Like, there's so many. Dead and Dreaming is another like band that not a lot of people have heard of. But fucking Fire and Ice, Down to Nothing, Naysayer. I'm missing some. There's so many good. Brace War.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Virginia
so
has
many
crazy like thrash hardcore scene, and then like there's really cool old school videos of like punk bands in Virginia, like with old school like ramp set up and backyards, like they had a skate scene, they had a punk scene, they
still
had a
do,
scene, a thrash scene, and then that's where Guar was invented. Like that's now you're talking like you guys are creative,
dude. So in Richmond, there's right outside of it, there's this place called Hodad's, or I don't want to say it's called Hodad's. It's this water park, right? They throw the Guarbecue there.
Oh, really?
Every year the Guarbecue is there, and they play, and it's. Have you ever been guard?
I mean, I try.
Have you been to a Guar show?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I know what's up.
Oh yeah. So a lot of that's going on. It's, I would say there's a lot of really good people from my home state, but I have no desire to go back. There's also a lot of fucking shitheads. You know what I mean?
That's like I am with Boston. I have no desire to live there ever again. I think it's a cool place. I have some amazing friends there, but fuck, I'm never living there again.
You're right. There's a lot of jaded people on the East Coast, and I think it's the people that got stuck and settled for what was dealt to them instead of fucking going up and above. That's just my outside looking in. It could be dead wrong.
You know, when I went back there from May 15 to May 16. Both me and my dad are both cancer survivors. So I got it when I was like young. I was like 20-something, 25 or something like that. Yeah, I got it. And mine wasn't like I'm gonna die. It wasn't good. It was testicular. You know, you're gonna take a sacrifice here. But I got it early, and then my dad got it, and I went out there to take care of him. And I instantly noticed, I thought we were going to move there. But after like a month, I'm like, why don't I have like the same, I don't know, positive, like something's missing. It's, you could say it's in the air. It's something about just seeing palm trees and seeing like clear skies all the time, not dreading winter. There's a lot of dread that comes being on the East Coast, a lot of dread. And I just can't, that takes away from, can't put a price on happiness. I'm happy just going by the beach, seeing my break, seeing my homies. I have the same friends at 30 years almost, 25, whatever, It's just different. I think it's once you get out here and like you're part of this, like it's even the food, like everything, It's a different
I don't eat
world.
Mexican food outside of San Diego County.
You shouldn't.
You know what I mean? I'll eat at King Taco in LA. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. Dude, funny story about that, right? So first time I ever really get into downtown LA, I'm going to a Rebel 8 fucking warehouse sale.
Sure.
And I go with the homie I work in Zoomies. I fucking love Rebel 8. Mike Giant is one of my favorite graffiti artists of all time, and now he also lives in San Diego.
The Rebel 8 guys do?
No. So there's a story behind there. So there was Josh D and Mike Giant from San Francisco, and they formed Rebel 8. Somewhere along the lines, Mike Giant no longer does the artwork for it. So he doesn't do the artwork for Rebel 8 anymore, but he's still doing his own thing. He was a tattoo artist for a long time. He's fucking like huge historian and like not only just the graffiti side of things, but like dance music, like techno club music and like lowriders, paint, tattoo, like all that. Mike covers that. But we go there and it's right outside of Alameda. So it's like near downtown, near Skid Row. It's like blocks away from Skid Row. Yeah. And we're starving. We're camped out, and we go to the King Taco. And I had been in California maybe like a month, and like Mexican food to me at that point was Taco Bell. So I get my tacos, and I'm looking at the menu, and I don't know, I fucking would have ordered fucking lengua and not knowing what the fuck it was. Yeah. So the homie gets my tacos, and I get them, and I'm like, dog, there's no cheese on this. And he's like, God, what the shut the fuck up. Just get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, dude, what do you mean? Why are you looking at me like that? He's like, dude, we don't put cheese on tacos. That's not a thing. You fucking white boy of white boys. Like, get the fuck out of here. You're going to embarrass us. And so that was my first King Taco experience. And afterwards, once I ate the tacos, I understood why. Yeah. No need to. I don't need to mask that flavor, baby.
Just get that. It's the best. There is definitely a difference. Like San Diego's Mexican food is different than LA. I don't know how it changes, but I don't know. I mean, like, if you go to Taco El Gordo on like 8th Street, those are the same people that work in TJ too. Yeah. So I mean, maybe that's some of it. Like we're obviously where we're at, but yeah, like when you leave here, it's not the same. Yeah. And if you love Mexican food, you go to East Coast, they don't even have Mexican food. If they do, Tex-Mex.
They got a Plaza Azteca. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or a fucking
That ain't fitting the bill. It needs to be greasy and it needs to just
fresh tortillas today. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't even fucking do it. Like I said, I travel every weekend. Mexican food's not on the menu. I'd rather eat fucking sushi in Kansas. You know what I mean? Right. Like, yeah, I'm good.
Definitely.
Fucking ridiculous. What else you got going on this summer? You got anything pre-SummerSlam?
So we got 714. So 714's that show is talking about Riverside. It's going to be at Romano's. It's a 21 and up show. It starts at 9 p.m. Again, if you just follow the Firm SD or the Firm SD, the Instagram, it's on there. But then there's just after this show on the 19th, it starts I got like over a dozen shows booked from now. Let me pull them up before I forget. From now until the end of August, or excuse me, the end of December. So it's already like a lot of stuff has not been announced. Yeah, and this is like the big shit. The guys from UK.
Hit me with the water, dude. I'm fucking parched out here.
Let me pull this shit so I don't say it incorrectly or say the wrong shit. Here it is.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nice catch.
Thanks, homie. Oh, got hands over here, baby.
Man, you're on camera. I thought it took you out. You're done.
Oh, dude. I would have been the viral content.
But yeah, so I got a lot of punk shows and hardcore shows coming. Let's see here. So on the 1st of September, Labor Day weekend's pretty crazy. Let's see, September 1st, we got Special Duties at Corazon del Barrio. I'm actually doing a collaboration cert with Special Duties. I just got done designing it. I'm getting the final okay, but it's gonna be rad. They're playing with Starving Wolves. The next day on the 2nd, I'm actually sponsoring CY Fest in LA, which is what I want to do down here. Like, talking to Josh, I'm like, dude, 5,000 people show in your parking lot. You can facilitate, Yeah. That's one of my really good. I'm lucky. Like, I'm kind of partnered with Nothing Less Booking, my homie Nacho that runs it. He's super, super helpful for booking shows. We're working together to bring bands. Like, we'll fly them over from wherever. They play in LA, they play in IE, they play in San Diego. We do it together. You know, no longer just playing LA or, you know, us getting skipped. So I wanted to make sure I was helping him out in his fest and sponsoring it. And so I'll be at that. That's not my show, but I'll just be there selling merch and just, you know, hanging.
Fuck yeah.
The next day, on the 3rd, I have Slaughter and the Dogs playing at Till 2 Club with DPI, Nico, what they're called, Nico Bones. They just actually played there this weekend. Brighton Street Bullies, Revolt Chicks, and The Letdown. I like if I'm bringing a big band, it's really important to me that local bands are on that bill too.
1000%.
It has to.
Foster the scene, dude.
Exactly. Like some of this negotiating with agents, they're like, well, we want with this band, we're bringing this. I'm like, you want me to do it? Like, I'll facilitate. I'll get this done proper. Everyone be taken care of. But like, my scene has to come up with it. You're not just come down here and make some money and bounce. You know, like, I want, you know, if I get like so-and-so, like, you know, mega band to play, like homies playing, that the people that put in the work are opening up. Like the people that are active about it every day.
And I don't want to come to a 3-band show.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to a 7-band show.
I think they're way more fun.
Yeah.
More bands. Like,
and the bar gets to make more money. Fucking people's making merch. You know what I mean?
Everyone wins. I'm a stacker. You know, you look at my shows, like the pre-show is really just it really is a day one. I mean, there's probably another band on that one too.
There may be.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But let's see what I'm still going from there. So what we got? Zero Boys on the 15th. Trying to think who I can announce with that. Systematic Abuse, which is from San Diego. Just
so you got some bands on there that we can't talk about.
Yeah, there's some on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Some big ones. I'm just talking about the ones I can. Let's see, on the 28th, Total Chaos. These are both shows at Corazon del Barrio. Total Chaos, Mesitas, Intervision, and Brighton Street Bullies. So that's another show that we would not have had that we're getting. And then October has 2 really, really big shows that, I can't afford to get into them now, but the hint is we're talking East Coast hardcore. I'll tell you what it is at the end. We're talking East Coast hardcore, and we're talking like legendary UK punk. Again, a show that we weren't going to get, but luckily, like I also get the opportunity, like Ron Martinez, to talk to and send me shows and stuff like that and make sure I do them right. So it's, you know, I'm lucky. Let's see. And then at the end, November, I'm working on a couple things. December right now, we got Conservative Military Image with Doc Hammer after the Toys for Children show. So that'll be coming year. And my idea is like, if I'm going to get that show, why not book it up good? Like, I love when there's a good number 2, when there's a dope number 3, you know, and then the locals. Like, I like stacked banger lineups, you know.
Have you met SOS Booking yet?
I know them. Yeah.
You know them?
I with the LA guys I usually work with. Yeah, I mean they're pretty much the kings of the scene of LA.
Dude, they have been putting on some banger lineups.
Yeah, you really can't fuck with them. Like that's what I'm like, dude. I want to do that. Like they're an inspiration to me. Like when I see that, I'm like, I want to get to that. Yeah, you know, they do all different types of shit, but they're not sitting there trying to book Metallica. They're just keeping it like dope ass hardcore. Like I also fuck with, you know, I got punk rock, I got metal in there and shit too, but. They're fucking rad. But Nothing Less Booking does all the same shit, you know. Yeah. You know, my homie just flew out Conflict for like 2 shows to play The Exploited. I'm like, what? Damn. Like, teach me how to do that, and make sure we can do that in San Diego.
Who got GBH out here?
That was such a random last second show, like in the most marketed show I've ever seen. It was great. I went to him. There's a shirt. The Chisel. It was, who was it? It wasn't I don't know. I think it was just a Live Nation thing.
Oh, God. Really?
Because they own House of Blues.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
It was at House of Blues. So I'm assuming, like, it wasn't. But I couldn't believe how many people were at it. And you, like me and my friend were looking at it. I'm like, can you find anywhere where it says this show's happening? Like, how do we even know this is happening right now? There's one flyer that they put out, like, 6 months ago with 40 dates and, like, a little tiny, you know, thing. But I'm like, hey, if you build it, they will come. You know, growing up working in nightclubs, if so-and-so DJ's working, you know, they're playing, they draw. Whether you like it or not. Yeah, if you build it, they'll come. They will show up on a Wednesday night or on a Monday night if you got that band.
Dude, I did a party at Cornerstone in Berkeley, like the night after GBA, or no, the week after. And the production manager there is an old school Berkeley head, and like I could sit and listen to him talk about, like, he watched AFI come up, and like every Berkeley, Bay Area, East Bay band that I could rattle off, he fucking knew personally. And like the Story So Far, I'm a huge Story So Far fan. He's like, oh, dude, Parker, I used to sneak that kid into shows. I'm like, what the fuck? Right. Like crazy shit. But I was asking him, I'm like, how was the G? And my homeboy, fucking Bodie, was there. He brings his daughter. She's 13. He brings her to all the shows, and he went to see GBH. And it was just so crazy that I get the opportunity to throw a party at these venues where like legends have fucking just graced the stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's super cool. I'm bringing my daughter. I brought my son and my daughter to the. Were you here when they had the Black Flag show at the Claremont Skate Park? So I
heard about it. I didn't get to go.
It was a cool setup, but it was more of an idea. Like it's seeing Greg again just play with Mike Vallely and like some kids. You know, it's kind of weird. But I brought my kids to that one, but they didn't really know what was going on. But my daughter, she really wants to go. So I'm bringing her to her first like official real show, just me and you, the Addicts. I bought her an Addicts t-shirt like when she was born. Like I went to an Addicts show and they actually sold kids shirts. It's 7T, you know, it's for a 7-year-old. So everyone's still wearing it, you know, like she just passed it down to my son. Now he's wearing it.
There we go.
But she's seen the little face forever. I'm like, all right, I'm going to take you to this concert. Like you've always asked me to go, and we're going to do this. This is going to be your first real concert. So I can't wait to do that with her and put her on my shoulders and that's a cool one too. Cause the Addicts got like a lot of, you know, production that goes with their show and that kind of stuff. So
dude, and wait until she finds out what that face is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do they still dress up like Clockwork Orange?
Everything.
Oh, God.
Everything too. They do more now than like when I used to see them back in the day. Like the glitter falling from the ceilings and the whole like wing thing. Like it's a lot. You know, they've kicked it up. If anything,
dude, I remember finding a VHS of a Clockwork Orange in my stepdad's stuff, and I found it. I was like, hey. What is this? He's like, put that down. Yeah. So naturally I watched it and it changed my fucking life forever.
It's a crazy fucking movie.
Dude, it's a fucking gnarly movie.
You read the book?
I haven't read the book.
It's fucked.
Even worse?
Yeah, it's disturbing.
Dude, I read Trainspotting, and I love Irvin Welsh. She's a great writer. But fucking the movie Trainspotting is like a fucking cliff notes of the book.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a trip how much because Clockwork Orange has some fucked up scenes in the movie.
It was like illegal in a lot of countries for many years.
And there's like, you know, addicts and like lower class bats are totally kind of based off that movie, you know? So it's certain parts, you know, obviously those bands don't endorse the other parts, you know, that we don't really talk about, you know, but
what he goes to jail for.
You know,
they don't condone rape, you know?
Yeah, exactly. But it's a crazy movie to be so influential on the scene, you know? Like to me, I like that movie, but I like Class of '84 better.
Really?
I was like, this is cool. This is like crazy, like punk rock, gang violence, madness. I'm like, they were fucked up. They were doing fucked up shit, but most movies have fucked up people doing fucked up shit.
The best movies have fucked up shit.
Yeah,
Fight Club.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Come on.
So with me, like that, or like Decline, or, you know, some of the other classics, I kind of like more than as much as people like obsess over Clockwork. But it is a great movie.
It's timeless.
I mean, the lower class brats, I did a collab shirt with them, and we had to make sure we had that classic orange. You know, they have their classic.
Did you bring me one of those? I think you did.
There's one. There's that.
I'm stoked.
There's a bunch of shit in there.
I'm so fucking stoked. Nino, I think this is a great place to wrap. Fucking, we will come back on anytime you have some announcements.
Oh, cool.
You can bring on a guest, and we'll fucking do whatever, brother.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so much for having me on here. You guys got a great thing going on. I hope you keep doing this. You got a good message. You got a good way of reaching people, and you're doing the thing for San Diego, and it's just, you know, you're doing it right, man.
Dude, it's just like, thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. It's just like Josh says, dude, a rising tide raises all boats. You know what I mean? And I just want to, when you asked if it was an option, fuck yeah, it's an option. Anything you're doing for San Diego to make it a better, especially when it comes to shows, like, I'm way on board, dude. So I'm excited to see how SummerSlam goes. I will fucking be there. Meet me in the pit, motherfuckers.
That's right, man. That's right. Thank you so much for having me, man. Thank you so much for everyone that contributed to this too. There's so many people, you know, I've mentioned a lot of them, but just the people coming out to it, the people that are being a part of this. There's a lot of people just volunteering their time just to be a part of helping San Diego change and helping things happen, man. It's an awesome thing, man. And thank you for letting me be on here and do this thing, man.
Anytime, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.